Alright, hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the best credit card setup for beginners, and maybe for those who actually haven't had a credit card yet and this is your first one, or for those who are actually looking to get their second credit card. And if you enjoyed this video or find it helpful, definitely be sure to go down below and hit that subscribe button to see more content like this. And before getting into my recommendations on the best credit cards for beginners, I first just want to talk about why you should have a credit card if you don't have one already. Having a credit card is a great way to start building up your credit score, which is definitely going to be really important for you if you do want to start taking out a loan or mortgage down the road. Even if this sounds like it's a long time in the future, it's definitely great to start building up your credit score as soon as possible, and you also do get some great benefits of cash back and points along the journey. And a lot of young people, or just people in general, actually might prefer using their debit cards or just straight up cash for their purchases, but I'll definitely recommend using a credit card as soon as possible, just because you definitely do get that purchase protection, which is actually just zero liability on a purchase that you don't approve. So say if somebody actually steals your credit card, they make a transaction that you don't approve or that you don't know about, your credit card company is, if you just file that claim, your credit card company is going to go back, give you the money back, or just figure out a way to resolve it so that you don't have to, pay out of pocket for something you never approved or never purchased. And the other great thing about it is that even if you don't spend a lot of money, especially if you're young and maybe have like a part-time job on your campus or you do something else, the money that you do spend with the credit card, the cashback stuff is going to add up over time. Alright, so now to actually get into my recommendations for the best beginner credit cards, let's first talk about the Discover It Secured card. The Discover It Secured card is a great option for true beginners who are looking to start to build their credit. This credit card requires a security deposit, as it is a secured credit card, which is going to actually equal your credit limit. However, this card still offers cashback rewards on purchases, with 2% cashback on gas stations and restaurants up to $1,000 per quarter, and 1% cashback on all of their purchases, which is pretty standard for almost all credit cards. And finally, a really great 2x cashback on all the cashback that you actually earn for your first year. So suppose that you actually use the credit card for the entire year, and at the end of the year, you ended up getting $200 in cashback throughout the, the 2x and the 1x, whatever the actual reward system is for what you bought. And then at the end of the year, if you did get that $200 for cashback, they'll give you another $200 at the end of the year. Additionally, this card has no annual fee and also gives you access to your FICO credit score for free. And after a certain amount of time, you'll also be able to upgrade to an unsecured credit card, either with Discover or another company. So now to talk about who I would actually recommend this credit card for, I would definitely recommend it to anybody who's just getting started out and wants their first credit card. So now moving on to the next credit card that I recommend for beginners. If you do have some type of credit already established, I would definitely recommend the normal Discover It credit card, which is actually my first credit card when I was a sophomore in college. This is a great credit card option for beginners who want to earn a good amount of cashback rewards, as it does have a 5% cashback on rotating categories for purchases each quarter. For example, this is the cashback calendar for 2022, which has some great categories to earn 5% back, like restaurants, Amazon, and even gas stations. And even if the purchase doesn't fall into one of these 5% rotating categories, you can still definitely get the 1% cashback on all of their purchases. Just like the secured card, you also get a dollar for dollar match on all the cashback that you earn during your first year. And again, similar to the secured card, this card also has no annual fees and gives you free access to your FICO credit score. I would recommend this card to everyone, even if you're not a beginner, as it does give 5% on really useful rotating categories, which is something that not a lot of cards do. If possible, I would try to skip getting the secured card if you have some type of income, and go straight to this card for more benefits and cashback. Next up, I want to talk about some beginner Chase credit cards, which include either the Chase Freedom Flex, which I personally have, or the Chase Freedom Unlimited. These two credit cards are the beginner cards in the Chase ecosystem, and they do both have a lot of similarities and differences. First, to get into the Chase Freedom Flex card, it offers 5% cashback on rotating categories, similar to the Discover It card. It also gives 1% cashback on all of their purchases. This card also has a $200 sign-up bonus if you do spend $500 on purchases within the first 3 months of opening this account. Now getting into the Freedom Unlimited, it offers a flat 1.5% cashback on all purchases. It also has an additional 1.5% cashback on everything in the first $20,000 you spend within the first year of having the card, which is worth up to $300 in cashback if you do maximize the spending limit. Now that's everything that's specific to each of these cards, but for some of the similarities, they include 5% cashback on travel purchased through the Chase Ultimate Rewards platform, 3% cashback on dining and drugstore purchases, providing purchase protection, extended warranty coverage, and access to the Chase Ultimate Rewards, which can be really useful when buying a new piece of tech like a new iPhone. and they both also have no annual fees. The only main difference that I really see here is the cashback model, which does come down to whatever you prefer. And personally for me, I do find that the Freedom Flex does work a little bit better, as I do spend more money on the 5% rotating categories, as they are categories I'd spend money on regardless of the quarter. But on the other hand, if you do prefer a simple rewards program, I would definitely recommend looking into the Freedom Unlimited card instead, just because it does have that simple 1.5% cashback on everything you spend. Honestly though, whatever credit card you do end up going with, either the Freedom Flex or the Freedom Unlimited, both of them have a really great option of having that 3% cashback on dining, which is something that I think a lot of us spend a good amount of our money on. So having that cashback, it's definitely gonna, pile up pretty quickly. Another big reason I'd actually recommend either of these credit cards is because you could actually roll up all of your points or all of your cashback up to the bigger brothers of these two credit cards, is the Chase Sapphire Preferred or the Chase Sapphire Reserve. The cashback on the Freedom Flex or the Freedom Unlimited actually act as points within the Chase system. So if you do get the, one of the bigger brother cards like the Chase Sapphire Preferred or the Reserve, they both actually have some multipliers. So for example, the Preferred has a 1.25x multiplier on all your points when used for travel, and the Reserve has a 1.5x multiplier on all your points, again, when used for travel. So for example, let's say you have 100,000 points that you racked up in your Freedom Flex card or your account, and say you actually do end up getting the Reserve card later down the road, and you have all those 100,000 points saved up. What you could actually do is transfer those 100,000 points over to your Reserve account, and if you do redeem it for travel, you could end up getting 150,000 points instead of the 100,000 that you would have gotten if you just kept it in your Freedom Flex account. Overall, I would definitely recommend looking into the Chase ecosystem of credit cards, as they are some of the most popular for beginners, as they have great sign-up bonuses, no annual fees, great cashback systems, and surprisingly good purchase protection for a beginner card. Now to talk about a card that I personally won't go with as a beginner, but is a good option if you are looking for a simple cashback reward system, I would recommend the CITI Double Cash card. This card offers 2% cashback on all purchases, 1% when you make your purchase, and an additional 1% when you pay your bill. One of the great things about this card is that there's actually no category restrictions, and there's no cap on how much you could actually make in cashback. Again, I would definitely recommend the Discover It credit card or the Chase Freedom Flex or the Unlimited card before going for this card, but this is actually a great option if you are looking for a completely simple, reward system with cashback, as it does have a pretty good 2% cashback on everything you spend. Anyways, that's it for this video. I'll definitely be making a little bit more credit card content in the future, maybe for different groups of people or people who are interested in different categories like travel or dining or anything else. And if you guys enjoyed this video or found it helpful, definitely be sure to go down below and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.